Thanks for joining me tonight. My name is Mike Tellerino, CEO and founder of Canine for Veterans. Tonight we've got a couple very special guests with us. Mark, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mark, and this is Liz. We're from Mr. CBD Chicago, proud partners of Canines for Veterans. We're a federally legal hemp and CBD distribution company, and we absolutely are here to help our veterans and our civilians along as we have a special announcement today.
And what would that announcement be, Mark?
Well, we have something special to announce to everyone. We have started up a VIP membership for everyone where you can pay $4.20 a month and you can actually get everything on our site for up to 30 you like that, up to 30% on your products, and get free shipping and same day tracking. And so it's great because it gives everyone an opportunity to be able to afford their hemp and CBD and THC derived products for their animals and for themselves.
Mark, I'm sure, like me, there's a lot of people out there that they get excited about the thought of the CBD helping them with some pain management, depression, anxiety, number of things that it could do for it. But to the common layperson, how do they begin to understand the difference of all the different mixes?
All right. Well, it definitely takes time to do some due diligence. As we express that hemp is good for nutrition, CBD is good for therapeutic purposes, and THC is good for mental health. Okay, obviously everyone's bodies have endocannabinoid systems, but at the same time, everyone processes things differently. Your palate is different than mine. You're gonna like certain things. You're gonna want to ingest it differently than the way we do. You could drink it, you could eat it, you could smoke it, you could vape it. There's different ways of going about it, and it's not just us that needs it. It's our animals and our pets as well.
What does it do for the animals? I know we have dogs that sometimes have anxiety issues, and they're just completely stressed out. We've had one of my friends had a dog that was going through that where it was just an emotional wreck. I picked up some CBD tablets from you, oil, and he gave it to his dog. And I'm going to tell you, uh, without exaggerating, within 2 days, three max, I mean, there was a complete difference in the way this dog was acting. I mean, it went from 0 to 60.
I believe it, and as we all know, dogs are man's best friend. It all started with someone being at a campfire and a wolf came up and said, "Are you going to finish eating that?" And then the rest is history. And so now we're here to, we're here to show people how it's helping our veterans and everything. Like you said, with our dogs, we lead through how can we help the veterans by helping their dogs and showing them safe. Dogs don't know placebo effect. And so, but they do have endocannabinoid systems, and their systems are heightened. So they actually have they need less cannabis than we do in order to get the full effects because they
Well,
have how would you say it? They're not the heightened endocannabinoid systems.
They have more receptors, especially in their brain, than humans do. So they're way more receptive to THC, which is why you shouldn't be giving them the same thing that you might be using from a dispensary. So you want to stick with CBD products, hemp products. You can go as far as full spectrum, which contains a real minute amount of THC.
that's the full spectrum.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
So we actually have our best friend tincture. It's a full spectrum tincture, and it has full spectrum CBD as well as salmon oil. So you're getting the full benefits from the CBD, where when you're mixing CBD with a low dose of THC and other cannabinoids, it has a heightened effect. And then it has the salmon oil. So salmon oil in general is good for animals. It's rich in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which supports immune health, healthy joints, anti-inflammatory, cognitive function. So it's going to help the dogs in the long run, like their entire body. So it's not just like for one specific thing.
Well, I know myself. I take a CBD 10 milligram at night, and I never slept so good. I mean, I really do. I get a great night's sleep. When I smoke, I get a completely different high. Okay, and it's a high that's like, whoa, you
Yeah,
know.
it is a huge difference. So, like, just
Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that. So, between CBD and THC, they're like the yin and the yang. They're both necessary, but they do two different things. So, whereas THC is completely psychoactive, and it's for, like I said, mental health. And sometimes we just got to relax the brain. And then whereas CBD actually is just relaxing of the body, and it's no psychoactive. And so sometimes people don't know this, but if you get too much THC in your system and it feels uncomfortable, CBD can actually bring you back and level you out.
really.
Yeah.
So if you get too
Wow.
high, okay, let's say I was smoking a little too much and I was getting that wow effect, and I wanted to come down from that trip. I could take some
CBD.
CBD. And,
CBD.
and depending on how you administrate it, whether it's through a vape or smoking, that would be your fastest way because that usually gets in your capillaries. And in 30 seconds, you're going to feel it. If you drink it with nano emulsified CBD that we have, you will feel it within 5 minutes. If you eat it, it'll take 25 minutes, and that's going to take the longest. But
Do
all of
you do you ever build a tolerance to any one of these products?
For me personally, it's a different. What I like to call, instead of tolerance, is call it a threshold. It's a different threshold for each individual, and because we all have endocannabinoid systems, but we're slightly different. How we receive those receptors or what we need is going to be different. So, like whether it's CBG for, say you're someone who's needs more energy, so CBG and CBC is perfect for you. You know what I mean? But you're like me and you wake up in the morning like a rocket. You need to I don't need that. I need to bring myself down to a level that's tolerable for the rest of the rest of the universe.
I
So
get it.
everybody is different. Like, some
Okay.
people like taking their CBD with their coffee. We have Willie Nelson's coffee that's infused with CBD. And one of the first people, hi mom, hi Julie, everybody out there that loves Willie Nelson's coffee, they swear by it and they don't want to try it any other way because then they don't get the jitters of caffeine, so they get all the benefits of CBD. It's all combined.
Can you overdose from any CBD product? Is there such a thing? I've never heard of it.
There's not an overdose like you would think of overdose. Like if you end up taking too much THC, you tend to get real sleepy and maybe really hungry. But there's nothing. The scientifically, the amount of THC you would need to overdose is not even feasibly possible to intake.
Really,
Yeah.
Correct.
Zach?
But
Zach, hold on. Zach, have you tried the CBD products?
So I have not tried the Mr. CBD products. I've tried other CBD products in the past. And depending on what was going on at the time, if I was having a psycho moment or a mental breakdown at the time to try and get my mind a little bit more calmed down, typically the CBD would help out with that. Even with pain levels, I've got a bad back and shoulder, so taking CBD for that or even THC for that did help. It actually helped more than most painkillers or opiates that are on the market for prescription drugs. So I've tried it in the past. It worked well for me. It kept my pain in a tolerable level. If I was going through a mental moment at the time where I just couldn't get out of my own head, it would help calm down those thoughts a little bit, not as much of a racing thought going on. And like they said, there's multiple different types of CBD. So if I needed to calm down, I'd take CBG or CBC, and it didn't really have too much an effect on me of, making me tired or making me too hyper or anything like that. but it would help mellow me out a little bit and not have
I
the racing
I
thoughts nearly as much.
I enjoy my cocktail, my CBD cocktail at night. I've never slept so good. I wake up and I feel good. I was taking some kind of meds for sleeping, and I would wake up in the morning and feel like I had a barbiturate hangover. It was god awful. I thought, why did I do that to myself? You can't function, you can't think. It's like you're moving in slow motion. It's like that. No, I'd rather be up all night than have to deal with that feeling during the day.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
and I think, Mark, what I like best about partnering with Mr. CBD Chicago is that you're not only selling the product, you're educating the public. And that's one of the main reasons why I think we're going to have such a great relationship, because we're really funny about who we partner with. And when I met you and I seen how out there you were about educating, you just don't want to sell something. No, here, take this. No, it's not about no. Here, take this. It's here, take this because this is what it's going to do for you. This is how it's going to help you. You want to educate people on, and now they're coming out with all kinds of different, like you said, cocktails, beverages. Cocktail beverages with CBD in it. So I mean, it's definitely has a place uh, for our veterans, because I've given your product to a number of our veterans, and they swear by it. They really do. And it was a great testimony to hear them rant and rave about, oh, this Mr. CBD product is out of this world. It's great. I've taken other stuff before. This seems to have a much better effect on me. It didn't leave me, like hungover, or there was no side effects from it. So, but I think, again, getting back to the main purpose of uh, partnering with Mr. CBD Chicago is because of the way you educate people. I don't want to just make money off the product. I want to help people, and that is your sole purpose. What you're doing, and I mean, it's to make money. Let's face it. This is what we're all doing. But the bottom line is, you have an interest in helping people understand your product and the relationship it has with them. So, to me, I just commend you on that, because it's not just here. Take this and let me call me in the morning.
Right, right. And I appreciate that. And we take it very seriously. We recently got accredited through being partnered with the Case Management Society of America here in Chicago. So now we do continuing education for registered nurses, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and social workers. And this gives an opportunity to appreciate that cannabis should be the first line of defense. We got a dog that's trying to join us on the show too.
Yeah, we have I'm at the training center right now up in Chicago, and
Oh,
we
okay.
just got a brand new dog in today, and he knows there's somebody in this room, and he's in the adjoining office right now.
That's all
So-
right.
What dog is that, Mark? Or Zach?
This is Otter. He is a Airedale Terrier
Oh,
that
that's
just came. He was a donation from another trainer in the Chicagoland area. I think it's from Rockford, if Kate told me correctly. And he is a very well-trained dog already, and hopefully he will be being placed with a veteran here very soon.
Well, you know what we're going to have to do, Michael? We'll have to make sure that some best friend pet tincture gets out to the training facility so you can add it to their food. We'll donate that. But I almost forgot to mention something. That $4.20 a month for our membership, that was originally supposed to be only for the veterans. We have decided to extend that to civilians alike and everybody. But the reason why is that before, only best friend pet tincture and using your code would get a portion of the proceeds going back to Canine for Veterans.
That's awesome.
But no. This is better. Moving forward, we're doing all of our sales. A portion
Really?
of the proceeds, every one of them.
Oh, wow.
They have to use the code.
That's a hell of an announcement to be making. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's something that we feel very passionate about, and we want to help issue some
Well,
service dogs to veterans this year.
I know, Mark, that working with veterans, is very near and dear to you. I know that. I mean, it's nothing that,
Stay.
it's just another market I could use to push my product. You have a special place that you want to, in your heart, that you want to help our veterans.
Absolutely,
And
because
that's amazing. It really is. I mean,
there he is.
Yep, there's one right there. Here's Rocky. This is my service dog.
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Samantha, mine is sleeping.
My dog, they heard Otter talking, and they've all huddled around us. I have several huskies over here just sitting here listening in.
My girl Samantha said, "Dad, that's your job. Do it.
You do it, yeah. You get it
Do
done.
mine during the
So much
day."
going on.
Yeah. Again, what you just said about making more donations available to Canine. I mean, now they tell us how we can get your product. Where do we go to find your product?
So you go to Mr. CBD Chicago.com, and you can also find us now at Sun Life Farming in Hoffman Estates. And actually, you could take it a step further. You can go actually get finished product and eat dinner at Gotti's Cucina and Italian bar, sports bar, where we have hemp pasta with infused sauces, infused beverages. You can go
Really?
and relax and
Oh,
enjoy.
wow.
Oh yeah, so you have infused THC beverages and CBD beverages, hemp pasta with infused sauces, and then the desserts if you are infused with CBD, so that way if you had too much THC during your meal, we can bring you back home.
You know what? That's a good feel good meal.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have even the hemp benefits, like we talk about the nutritional side of it. It's got a lot of omega 3s, omega 6s. It's high in fiber and more nutrients and amino acids. 20 amino acids that the body doesn't even produce, or 9 of them which they don't even produce. To be able to turn something that typically is unhealthy for you, super healthy for you, and then you get to enjoy the entire plant. And we call it the true entourage effect by utilizing hemp, CBD, and THC and getting the benefits.
Well, you're in a lot of stores as well.
Oh yeah, we're also in Pete's Fresh Market that you can find us. We're in Ash's Smoke Shop in Addison, to name a few. We work with several massage therapy places, such as DuPage Massage Therapy, Illinois Therapeutic Massage, and Sunrise Healing Sunflower. Thank you. There's too many sun.
Mark, why do you think it took so long to get this product out to the public and legal?
I'm glad you asked. The same people who brought us that milk does a body good are the same people that told us, cannabis is the devil's lettuce. So that's all I got to say about that.
Well, it's nice seeing a product like this being readily available to the public, and
it has so many great effects on our veterans, our dogs. I know how it affects me, and I swear by your product. I do. I take one every night, and I'm just as happy as can be.
And we made it so that you could get choices, right? Because we all know that people have to find their level of comfort, especially whether they're a first timer or someone who's only ever used THC before. They're typically not knowledgeable about the CBD and hemp benefits, and we try to ensure it accessible for everyone and make it affordable to do so. We know the costs of being able to get medical cannabis can be very high for a lot of people, even if you have a medical marijuana card, which is why we decided to do the $420 a month membership, because we thought it would resonate just like it did with Zach the minute that I said it, started giggling. And that's why we did it, because you'll never forget it. And we kind of want it to be like, everybody tell their friends and family about that, because that's something that everybody can get behind. We're helping the Canine for Veterans. We're saving you money, and we're helping you become happier and healthier, and helping people, strive to get into homeostasis.
Our webmaster for our website and our Canine page for Facebook, we're going to be putting a link on directly to your website, so they could purchase and they can make that donations and put Canine's code in there.
No, they don't even need to anymore. Now
No,
a portion of everything that's coming from our site is now going to go to you guys. There won't need to be of anything. Anybody can come in. This is for all, and we're just going to keep it that
well,
simple.
we need to get that out and start publicizing that every chance we get. Now you're
Oh,
also going to be
definitely.
at our event on February 5th,
Okay.
right? The
Yes.
Elvis show.
Yep. We'll be there.
So you'll be there. You'll have your product there. And what I find, what I like best about you, your product, and your staff, it's all about helping people. It's not about just selling your product. It's about education. And I think, people like myself that are laymen, with the CBD and, hemp and whatever, I get totally confused with all that. That's why I call you and say, Mark, what do I need to take?
Yeah.
And Mark is right there.
And I'm honored to be put in a situation where people allow to me to get those kind of questions, find out what their individual needs are, and I'm happy to guide them. It's just being a good server, and finding out what people like, and getting them to be accustomed to what is good for them.
We don't partner with many companies, as you know. We're very, because that's our name, and we're very protective of our name, just like I'm sure you are as well. And the partnership that we formed, we're totally excited about it. We want to get this thing up and running. We want to have you at all our events. We want to get you as much publicity as we can so we can drive more people to your website, because that's going to help not only them, but it's going to help Canine.
But we have a new way of getting education out there, and I'm going to let Liz take this one because you helped me out the most with it. Why don't you tell them about how they can get weekly education from us?
Yes. So we started a weekly newsletter. It's called the Ganja Gazette. It gets emailed out to our subscribers, and then we actually also have it on a separate Linktree website, which you can find on our Facebook and Instagram. But this Gazette goes through different topics every week. So I think last week we touched on anxiety and depression and how CBD can benefit you. And then we also put on like events and what we're doing with everything. So it's not just information. It's kind of like, let's see where we're at and things that different events we're going to be at. So if you want to come and ask us questions, you have that ability to come and be like, hey, so this is my issue. What do you
It's
think?
hands-on.
Yeah. So it provides people with an opportunity to see where we're at. That's why I love being able to do that, because if people can go to Gotti's and try everything first and see how CBD works for them or how THC works for them, and then ask their questions, and we can provide them with an opportunity to learn more.
I wanted to. I spoke with the owners of Gotti's today in Stone Park and Juju's Barbecue and Catering, and they have decided to extend an offer to all the veterans and anyone in the military currently for 20% off of all their beverages and their food when they come in.
Oh wow,
Mark,
that's big.
Yeah, Mark, for a layperson who really doesn't know, or who has pain, who has depression, anxiety, going through some rough times emotionally or physically, how would they know what product they need? I mean, if they went to your website, okay, MrCBD.com, how would they know what they buy? I mean, they're not going to know what to buy.
Well, some people have a little bit then they're more than willing to call us directly, of course, as we will coach them through their first order
Right.
and navigate them to what they may not be aware
Like
of.
you did with me.
Yep, exactly. We do that with everyone. If they need our help, we'll obviously give it to them. It's not a problem. And we navigate people. If we have people who get tested for drugs, right, and they're like, I can't take this because it's going to pop on a test. I say, well, hold on. There's no test for CBD. So you can get isolated CBD and you're going to be okay. And so we help truck drivers with this, people who want to be able to just take CBD and understand and get the benefits from it, which to me is like a cross between a multivitamin and nature's Tylenol.
Zach, you think the VA will ever dispense CBD?
I don't know if they will ever dispense CBD or anything that's hemp related. I could see it being beneficial for veterans in the future. And as the federal laws change more and more every day, hopefully they'll open their eyes a little bit more and stop prescribing these drugs that people get hooked on and realize that some of these natural remedies are a little bit better off. I know it's helped me more than most drugs have.
Okay, so somebody with severe back pain, what would they take?
Well, again, I would make sure that we would find out if they don't have to worry about taking a drug test. We have a couple things that I would recommend. Okay, because it's never just one thing. People just think there's never like a one thing that's going to take care of it all. So it's a process. Well, the first thing would be a topical. So we have these roll-ons from AM and PM Farm. What's up, Amanda and Phil? We love them. And so they have a wonderful roll on. It's 3,000 milligrams with Delta 8 THC. And I've had people who've had back pain, such as the staff over at Gotti's, because they're standing on their feet all day, cooking food and serving it for people. And they've applied it, and within minutes, they're feeling better. And then we also encourage people to attack the pain from the inside. So you take a gel cap recovery from Nirvana, and that has turmeric and curcumin in it, which is anti-inflammatory. So now you're taking it from the inside out, and you're knocking out the pain for real. And that's just a first step for someone who's dealing with like severe pain that needs help now. That's where a vape pen comes into play. That's where flour comes into play. That's where concentrates come into play.
What's the strongest CBD product out there?
That's an interesting question.
It's not so much about the strain. Like, it's not always like I need the strongest thing there is, because especially when you're looking at some of the stuff, you actually have to look and figure out how much is actually in it. Because you might have like a 1,000 bag of gummies, but there's 50 in there. So then they're not strong. But then you have a 5-pack of gummies that's a lower dose, but when you divide it out, each gummy is really high. So it's not always about trying to find the strongest thing out there. Sometimes it's just about finding a good like medium middle ground where you're getting that relief, because you don't want to have to take such a high dose.
Well, I'm going to mention something. You know how like when you take too much vitamins, what happens? Your body just flushes it out. So it's the same. CBD can be the same thing. You only have so many receptors that can actually get the key in the lock going. So then there can be an overflow. And eventually, the interesting thing about CBD is over time, you might end up needing less.
Yeah, Mark, you're an amazing guy. You know a lot about your product. And that's what makes what you're doing so successful. Because again, it's all about education. You're not just pumping that product out. Here, buy this, take this. You want people to know why they're taking it, what they're taking it for. And to me, that means more than anything. I mean, especially with somebody who's never taken that product before, like I said, if I went to your website, now that I have you in my corner, if I got a question, I know I can call. But if a layman just went to your website, so they can pick up the phone and just call you and say, hey, I'm on your website. This is what I'm trying to get taken care of. And what would you recommend? Would you be able to?
Absolutely. And then there's also links on our site that definitely give everybody all the information they need on additional, different cannabinoids that there are out there. And then you can go to our Instagram and find our link tree where you can get access to the Ganja Gazette every week. We also have a YouTube channel, MrCBDTV.com, which we have a show called the Twizzo Shizzo, and Twizzo stands for the world is ours. It's not yours. It's not mine. It's ours. And we got to treat it as such. And so the Canine for Veterans were actually on our second episode. And so you can go there and see. We actually were there, and we did an entire Twizzo Shizzo revolving around the Canine for Veterans.
Well, okay, I just want to mention February 5th, we're having an event that you're going to be at. You're going to have your product there. And anybody who's new to this or have any questions about whether or not this is the right thing for them, you'll be there to educate them.
Absolutely. And we're happy to do so.
That's perfect. And that's what I love most about what you're doing. It's the educational part, Anyway, Mark, I want to thank you and your lovely guest. You got a great partner there.
Oh, Liz is awesome.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for being my guest tonight. And, I know K9 is excited about our partnership and our relationship. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to this going on and just mushrooming into something really big. So
Stay tuned this year. We got a lot of events coming up this year, more than ever before, and we intend on making sure that K9 for Veterans has a presence every time we go out.
Well, thank you for including K9. We're proud to be a partner with you. We're going to get you out on our Facebook, our website, within the next I think Ken was working on it this week. Probably by Monday or Tuesday, you'll have a link on our website and also the Facebook page. So God bless you. Thank you guys for being my guest tonight. It's really an awesome. We're looking forward to a great relationship with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So much.
Zach, it was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Take care of yourself. Get out of there, will you?
It's about that time, Mike.
Okay. God bless you guys. You all take care.